Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel to raise children who will prosper, become great human beings, gain knowledge, learn how to apply the knowledge to create a wonderful society, secure future, and be happy in life. I take pride in launching my videos. Notes for story from class 12 NCERT textbook. Please read the story from the grade 12 NCERT textbook Kaleidoscope. Then watch this video as I've tried to explain the story in simple words. The other previous sections of the story are in the earlier videos. Final prophecy and lasting impact. This is the final section 5. It was late at night. The narrator and perhaps others were feeling happy or light-headed after spending time with friends in a tavern. Euphoria means a state of intense happiness, great joy, excitement or triumph. Frau Freda spoke seriously, with complete certainty. Her tone was firm and confident. The narrator did not doubt her. He could feel her conviction. Conviction means strong belief or faith with a feeling of certainty. Permitted no delay means it was so serious that it required immediate action. She had come with only one purpose: to tell him about a dream she had. In the story, dreams are treated as predictions or warnings. So this makes the moment very important. In her dream, she saw something that made her believe that the narrator was in danger or should not remain in Vienna. She tells him to leave immediately and stay away for 5 years, suggesting the dream showed something serious or possibly life-threatening. Her tone is so convincing that he listens to her, showing how much trust she gets in her dream interpretations. She gives the narrator a personal warning via her prophetic dream. He follows her completely. It was proof of her aura and power of her dreams. Even without proof, the influence of the dream stays with him forever. He never returns to Vienna. The narrator remembers an earlier encounter with Frau Freda in Barcelona before the deadly wave incident in Havana. The meeting had felt so accidental and strange, it seemed almost magical or mysterious. It was a significant day for the narrator. Pablo Neruda, the famous poet, returned to Spain for the first time. in decades during a sea journey. Neruda, with the narrator and others, spent the morning browsing old bookstores, eventually buying a rare book so valuable to him that he paid an extravagant price equivalent to 2 months' salary from his diplomatic job in Rangoon. Neruda is described as both heavy and slow like an elephant, yet full of childlike wonder. To him, the world is a mechanical toy, fascinating and alive with possibilities. The narrator compares Neruda to a Renaissance pope, someone with a love for luxury, indulgence, and cultured refinement. Neruda naturally took the lead in social settings, especially meals, even if unintentionally. Neruda's wife had to protect him with a large bib to avoid stains. Neruda enjoyed an indulgent meal. His appetite is enormous. He eats with precision and curiosity, sampling food from others' plates too. He enjoys seafood from all over Spain so enthusiastically that it also makes others hungry. As he ate, he talked lovingly about food, especially rare Chilean shellfish, showing his deep bond with his homeland. Neruda becomes aware of someone staring at him and signals it subtly while fiddling with his lobster. The narrator confirms. An assertive woman dressed in distinctive old-style clothes is watching him. The narrator immediately recognizes Frau Frida, now aged and heavier, still wearing her signature snake ring. Frau Frida and Neruda had unknowingly shared a journey by ship from Naples, but hadn't crossed paths until now. They invited her to join them, and the narrator hoped to impress or surprise Neruda by prompting Frau Frida to speak about her prophetic dreams. Neruda had already stated clearly that he didn't believe in the idea that dreams could predict the future. Neruda dismissed prophetic dreams, asserting that only poetry could reveal the truth. Following the meal, all of them walked down Barcelona's famous street called La Rambla. The narrator and Frau Frida slowed down to have a friendly conversation and recollect old memories. He learned that Frida had sold her assets and settled in Portugal. In a whimsical house, styled like a castle with a view over the Atlantic Ocean. Though she didn't admit it outright, it was obvious that through her dream interpretations, she had inherited the wealth of the family she had served in Vienna. The narrator wasn't shocked. He had always believed her dreams were a clever means of making a living. He says this to her directly. She responds warmly, even teasingly, to his bluntness, calling him mischievous as he had been in his student life. Their conversation is interrupted as the group pauses while Neruda charmingly chats with parrots on a street, famously associated with birds. Once they continue walking, she shifts the topic. Earlier in the story, she had warned him to stay away from Vienna for 5 years. Seemingly offhand, she tells him it is now safe to return to Vienna. This reminder makes the narrator suddenly aware that 13 years have passed since they first met in Vienna. Even if he doesn't fully believe in her prophetic dreams, the narrator is still cautious enough to stay away from Vienna just to be safe. They leave Freda at 3 p.m. to help Neruda take his carefully ritualized afternoon nap. After sipping tea and snacks together, like a Japanese tea ceremony, elaborate and serene. The nap had precise environmental requirements: controlled temperature, ideal lighting, and total quiet, showing Neruda's sense of ritual and comfort. He drifted off quickly and awoke just as suddenly and naturally, like a child. He re-entered the room refreshed from his nap with the pillowcase imprint still visible on the jawline of his face. This line is adding a small humorous detail. Neruda tells them that during his short sleep, he had a dream about Frau Frida. Matilde, his wife, was curious and asked him to share it. Neruda says that in the dream, Frida was dreaming about him. The narrator remarks that this strange dream concept sounds like the work of George Louis Borges, who often explored dreams, time, and infinite loops. Neruda seems let down by this comment Perhaps because he hoped his dream was unique. Neruda asks if Borges has already written such a dream. The narrator replies that even if Borges hasn't, he surely will someday. It's the kind of idea Borges is famous for: solving intricate mental or metaphysical, spiritual or philosophical labyrinth. A labyrinth can be a physical maze-like structure or a metaphor for something confusing and intricate. That evening, Neruda boarded the ship and said goodbye. He immediately sat alone and began writing poetry using his trademark green ink. The green ink that was often reserved for artistic, nature-themed dedications. When it was time for final farewells, signaled by the all-ashore announcement, they searched for Frida and almost missed her, but finally found her on a lower deck. Just like Neruda, she had taken an afternoon nap. Frida tells them that she too dreamed about Neruda. The narrator, surprised by this, asks her to share her dream. Her dream and Neruda's dream seem to be connected. A perfect inversion. She dreamed that he was dreaming about her. The narrator is so stunned by this that his facial expression unsettles Frida. She tries to brush it off, claiming that now and then a meaningless dream sneaks in among the prophetic ones. Though the strange connection between Neruda's and for Frida's dream suggests otherwise. After that day, the narrator lost all contact with Frida until the incident in Havana years later, where a woman was killed by a freak wave. The ring she wore, a snake with emerald eyes, made him think of Frida. Still curious, he questioned the Portuguese ambassador, whom he met at a social gathering. This is the ambassador in whose household Frau Frida had worked. The ambassador admired her deeply and spoke highly of her. He insists that the narrator, as a writer, would have felt compelled to tell her story. She was that unique. The ambassador shared many interesting facts, but nothing that definitively confirmed whether the woman was indeed the same Frau Frida. Finally, the narrator asks the essential question: what did this woman actually do? The ambassador answered that she did nothing conventional, but she simply dreamed. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed learning. I request you to subscribe to my channel and continue to learn from more such videos. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you. Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel.